renowned quarterbacks in the NFL here in the Orange Bowl today, playing different roles. There's Archie Manning. He'll be starting today, throwing to his wide receiver Ike Harris last week for a touchdown. Bob Greasy, a veteran, taking the Dolphins to 3 Super Bowls. Today, he will be on the bench at the start of the game. From the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida, on a hot, muggy afternoon, it's the NFL on CBS. The New Orleans Saints versus the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everybody. This is Kurt Gowdy with Hank Strand. Hank, today, the story of this game changes.
That's exactly right. And, of course, the offensive changes of the New Orleans Saints represent the fact that 2 running backs are going to replace Chuck Muncie and Tony Galbraith. Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes will occupy those 2 positions. And then offensively, Fred Sturt will play right guard, and Dave LaFari will occupy the right tackle position for the New Orleans Saints. The Miami Dolphins are very much in the same boat in that they're using some extra people in their offensive line. Kuchenberg, who normally plays left guard, is going to play left tackle. And Little, who normally in the past has played right guard, who was benched, now is going to play right guard today. And so there's a lot of changes on the part of both teams, and we'll see what happens.
The changes are because of the offenses. They're stumbling. We asked Archie Manning before the game about the New Orleans offense, how it would get going.
Well, Coach, as you know, we really set some pretty high standards for ourselves over the last couple of years offensively. And really, in just evaluating the 3 games that we played, if you had to put your finger on it, I'd say 2 things. Penalties, which we've had a lot of, and put ourselves in long yardage situations, and lack of production with our running game. As you can look at our 3 games, we hadn't had 100 yards rushing total yet. And those are 2 things that put us in so many obvious passing downs, and it's you just don't win many football games when you come up series after series in obvious passing situations.
And a stunning story today, Hank. The offensive line of the Dolphins has not been blocking. They want more escapability by the quarterback, so they're starting a rookie today, an unknown rookie named Dave Woodley, and we asked him about his chance to start and how he'd handle it today.
If I'm fortunate enough to start and then I do well, then I can say yes. And, you know, if I play poorly, then I guess I wasn't ready.
That's the story of Woodley. We'll see how he goes. Another man to watch for is the leading kickoff returner in the NFL, Bezalou, a great special team player. And let's listen to what he had to say about his 87-yard kickoff return that sparked the Dolphins last week.
We, going into the game, we were 2 touchdowns behind, and I was told to bring the ball out of the end zone regardless. And it was pretty deep. It was like 5 yards deep, and we had a wedge return on. And as I started up the field, things were crowded on the inside, and I kind of broke to the left, and there was an opening, and I hit the sideline, and just as I was beginning to really feel like I was going to break it, the kicker, Merzetti, hit my heels just a little bit to slow me down and get me off stride, and the pursuit caught up with me.
We're ready to go now. Rich Motti is deep. The New Orleans Saints won. Juan Shaman is going to kick off for the Dolphins. We have a brisk breeze. It's a crosswind today, swirling around the Orange Bowl. New Orleans will be in the dark jerseys, the black jerseys, and Miami in their white at home. Here comes the kick to Rich Motti. He has it on the 5. He's up to the 10, 15, 20, has a hole, 30, out in the open. He's at the 50, still going down that sideline. They say he stepped out on the 45 of the Dolphins. Von Shaman was the one that bumped him out of bounds. An excellent return by Rich Motti to put New Orleans in good position.
And Kurt, they really had, watch the nice hole, the nice cavity on the right side. You see Brock out in front. Motti has to push him so he can generate some more room, but evidently he stepped out of bounds. But a beautiful return by Rich Motti, good blocking at the point of attack, and a great hole for him to run through.
All right, New Orleans, 10-year veteran Archie Manning, number 8. He's only been intercepted twice in 3 games so far, one of the lowest interception percentages in the league. And on the first play, he gives the ball off to Wayne Wilson, a halfback, tackled by Vern Den Herder of the left end. Quite a story. Chuck Muncie's been benched for discipline reasons, and Galbraith for lack of performance. There's the offensive line. Taylor, Sanders, Hill, Sturt, and LaFerry for New Orleans. Their backs and receivers. Wilson and Holmes are the running backs. Chandler and Ike Harris are the wide men, and the tight end is Brooks Williams. And Manning at quarterback. Ball's on the 42 of the Dolphins. Second down, 7. Red-headed Archie Manning for his first pass of the game. Throws a screen out. He completes it to Jack Holmes. Holmes at the 40 and runs for a first down to the 33-yard line of the Miami Dolphins, where he's brought down by Larry Gordon and Vern Den Herter. Now let's take a look at the Dolphins defensively. They play a three-man front. Den Herter at left end, Baumhauer is the middle guard, and Doug Betters is the right end. Beaucamper and Gordon are the outside linebackers. Chambers and Dewey are the inside linebackers.
And that
McNeil and Small are the corners. Pardon me, Henry, let's get these in. And Foley and Blackwood are the safety men.
That time on a quick screen, Emmanuel Sanders and John Hill both did an excellent job of blocking at the point of attack.
Wayne Wilson, a second-year player from Shepherd, West Virginia, carries. Again, Van Den Herter's in on the tackle with aid from Kim Beaucamper, the left linebacker, number 58.
And Jack Holmes did a reasonable job of blocking that time, but he fought his way through the block and still made the play. A great defensive effort by the Miami Dolphins.
Second down, 8.
This is basically a passing formation for New Orleans, kind of a pass draw screen.
New Orleans on the Miami 31-yard line. We're early, no score. A big rush on, they sack him. Getting to him is number 77, A.J. Dewey, a versatile player who's now been switched to both an end and a linebacker, and he had some help from Doug Betters and Bob Baumhauer.
Dewey is now a linebacker on the inside on their 3-4. They get a pretty good piece of him, but in spite of that, he still gets good penetration along with Doug Betters, number 75, and Archie had really no chance whatsoever to get rid of the football.
Nickel defense, 3rd and 17. Ed Taylor comes in. 5th secondary back for Miami. Rusty Chambers is out. Let's see what Manning calls now. 3rd and long. He has a deep drop. He's rushed and he's hit at the 50. Fumbles the ball. Fumble. Manning has it. Baumhauer and Beaucamper was blitzing. Beaucamper, an outside linebacker. So the Miami defense got tough, Henry, in the last 2 plays.
Yes, and the thing about the Miami defense in that they have A.J. Dewey playing on the inside. He's been a defensive end, but he's big and he's strong, and when he blitzes, he creates a lot of problems.
A punt formation. Ertzleben will kick. He's averaged 35 yards a boot. He puts up a twisting spiral. A fair catch called on the Dolphins' 19-yard line by number 22, Tony Nathan. First down, Miami. We'll get a look at the rookie, David Woodley, coming out on the field.
You know, one thing's very important. The Saints got a beautiful return by Rich Maudie. Took the ball down to the plus 45, and when you get down in the scoring area like that on the initial series of the game, you ought to be able to move the ball well enough to at least get 3 points. They were not able to succeed in doing anything, and now they're on defense.
As Hank Stram told you, changes in the offensive line. Kuchenberg moves from guard to left tackle. Newman's a left guard. Denard's at center. Larry Little, the old veterans, back in that starting lineup at right guard, an all-pro many years. And Eric Laxo is the right tackle. That's the offensive line with Hardy, the tight end, Bruce Hardy, out of Arizona State.
One thing we can look for early, I'm sure, they're going to run the ball, try to run the football, but in conjunction with that, I think we'll see a lot of slot formations with the idea of working on Ray Brown and the safety people for the New Orleans Saints.
David Woodley. The handoff is to Delvin Williams. He goes nowhere. Both these clubs have had trouble running the ball so far this year. And it is Tommy Hart who's there along with Joe Federspiel. The telecast presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dolphins and the National Football League is prohibited.
That was it. That was
the defense for
that was an inside trap, and Hart played it extremely well.
Second down, 12. Miami on their 17. No score. Woodley for his first pass. Shoots it out. Wide of the mark to Nat Moore, number 89, who is trying to button hook back. David Woodley is the 5th quarterback to start a regular season game for Shula in Miami. At first rookie. When Shula came here, Greasy was already here and was establishing himself as a star.
All right, Miami takes the running backs out on this passing situation and put in Tony Nathan and Nick Giaquinto on the obvious passing situation here with a 3rd and 12 for the Dolphins.
3rd and long. Moore spreads to the left. Uriel Harris to the right. Woodley out of LSU. One of 7 children, majored in computer sciences. His pass incomplete over the head of number 55, Dave Washington, linebacker. Intended for Nat Moore, and Miami will have to kick.
That time the Saints were in an Oklahoma, a 3-4 defense. They had good coverage. There you see him trying to throw the ball outside to Nat Moore, and there was a good chance for it to be intercepted that time, but it wasn't by Reggie Mathis or Dave Washington.
George Roberts in punt formation. The safety man is Rich Mauti, M-A-U-T-I. He's the 5th leading punt returner in the conference this season. And you saw him break that opening kickoff return for big yardage. So he's dangerous. He'll need coverage against him. Slight wind at his back. Roberts. Left foots it out there. A nice kick. Mauti on his 41. 45. Trying to get some room, and he goes down on his 47-yard line. He's buried there by 59, Steve Shull, downfield covering the punt. So we're going to have the Saints now go back on offense. Neither club can move in their first possession, and there's no score.
If you had driven along this street just a few years ago, the cars would have been very different. But now, more and more people are driving cars like the Honda Accord 4-door sedan, with room inside for 4 adults and their possessions. It's a true sedan in every sense. In fact, the Accord 4-door is one of the most successful front-wheel drive sedans in America. Simple proof that society has outgrown the big sedan.
Honda, we make it simple.
Light beer, Mr. Bonaconti. And I switched to natural lights.
You switched from that other light beer?
Yeah, I think natural lights got the taste that leaves them all in the backfield.
You bet, and there's nothing artificial in this less filling beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
The real point is taste. Besides, since I switched to natural light, I'm making a name for myself.
Hey, Nick Bonaconti! Where? I know him.
Natural light. Taste is why you'll switch.
Coming into this game, the Saints starting running backs had 1 carry between them and no yards gained. That's Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes. Manning flares it out, completes it to Jack Holmes. He's to the 50-yard line, and a stop there after a 3-yard gain, and he's set down by Kim Bocamper and A.J. Dewey.
At that time, the Saints were in a slot formation, which means that both outside receivers on the right side of the football, and he threw a little check off to Jack Holmes, number 45. It was tipped, it looked like, but he makes a move to the inside and is finally tackled there by Vern Denherter.
2nd down, 7. Saints ball on the 50. There's no score. There's 10:15 to go in the first period. Manning.
Another blitz.
Shoots it out. It is broken up. Intended for the tight end, Williams, broken up by Rusty Chambers, who was trailing the tight end across the field on that crossing pattern.
Yeah, Dewey that time blitzed from the inside position, did not get off the ball nearly as well as he did in the first series of the game. The anticipation of the count wasn't nearly as good, and for that reason he didn't get there in time to create any kind of a problem for Archie as he threw the football.
Chambers is out. A speedier linebacker's in, Ernie Roan. 3rd down, 7. Saints ball on the 50. Miami playing a 4-man front right now. Big rush on him. Incomplete. He had pressure. He was trying to hit Wayne Wilson. 3 men were there. That was Dewey. He's getting to that quarterback today so far, number 77. Manning's throwing under the gun.
They're using Dewey very intelligently. He's got good speed and good quickness. And I think that somewhere along the line, maybe the Saints would do the same thing with Joe Campbell. But Campbell is much better as a Oklahoma 3-4 linebacker than he ever would be as a flex linebacker.
Much publicized. Erxleben kicks it up, a wobbly spiral. They call for a fair catch on the 25-yard line of Miami. That's Don Veselu who called for the fair catch. So the Saints couldn't move it again. And let's see what Miami does when we return to the Orange Bowl with no score.
When Ronald Reagan speaks of the good old days when he was governor of California, there are some things he does not mention. For example, he increased state spending by 120%. He brought 3 tax increases to the state. He added 34,000 employees to the state payroll. The Reagan campaign is reluctant to acknowledge the accuracy of these facts today. But can we trust the nation's future to a man who refuses to remember his own past? Re-elect President Carter on November 4th.
It was Mercedes-Benz that produced the world's first production diesel car. The first 5-cylinder diesel car. This 200-mile-per-hour diesel car. The first turbocharged diesel car. And the world's only 3,000-mile-per-gallon diesel vehicle. For 1980, only Mercedes-Benz can apply all that expertise to these diesel cars. Mercedes-Benz, the pioneer in diesels for 44 years.
Live, Pedroza and Lockridge for the WBA featherweight title. Plus, highlights of the Acapulco Cliff Divers next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
The Dolphins are tough to beat in the Orange Bowl under Don Shula. He has won 65 games as head coach here, lost only 13. A winning percent of 83. I think a lot of it is not the home field, but the kind of players he had, Hank, over
yes,
the years.
That's right, and he does an excellent job of coaching. He gets the most out of his people, and that's what coaching is all about.
First down, Miami on their 25-yard line. Woodley bootlegs it around. He got to the 25. He can run 30. He keeps going, and he has a first down. That's why he's in the game, because of his running ability. Shula wants to get more escapability by his quarterback. Greasy can't move, and neither can Strock.
That was a bootleg play. Looked like it was going to be a sweep to the left. It fooled everybody, got around the outside, and fumbles near the sideline. But evidently, they said he was out of bounds. It looked like he was very close, and a chance for the Saints to recover that fumble.
Field goal by Bob Thomas. Bears lead the Steelers 3-0. Detroit 7, Minnesota 0 first period. First down right now for Miami. He hit. Delvin Williams is really cranked up there. And that was Ken Bordelon.
A handoff from the I formation. There you see Williams. He does not have his hands secure enough, did not receive the ball from the quarterback, and they were lucky not to lose the fumble to the New Orleans Saints.
Well, they still picked up 3 yards on it, Hank.
Yeah, Mike Dennard, the center, made the recovery.
Shaky way to pick up 3.
Yes, it is. But it doesn't make any difference as long as you advance, you got a chance, Kurt.
That's right. Second down, 7. A scoreless game. 9 minutes to go in the first period. And hit there is Steve Howell. That's been the trouble both with the Saints and the Dolphins. They can't get that running game moving, which would then enhance their passing attack.
I think once the Miami Dolphins get better field position, they're going to throw the ball more on first down. They're a little conservative now, and justifiably so, because they haven't had real good field position until now. But I think we can look for that once they get on the other side of the 50-yard line.
The rookie, the number 2 draft pick of the Saints, Dave Waymer's in. 5 secondary backs. Fetterspiel has come out. Nathan and Cephalo are on the field. 3 wide receivers. Giaquino is another running back who can catch the ball. He's in there. Woodley looks the field over and throws it out. He's hit as he let it go. A rush by Grooms, the left end, number 78. Trying to reach Nat Moore, but he didn't have a prayer on that one.
Lois Grooms that time really got good push from the outside, and Woodley was so involved in trying to get the ball downfield, and justifiably so, had no chance whatsoever to recognize what was happening, and Grooms really did a good job from the backside.
George Robertson, punt formation. Talking about that Orange Bowl record, here's Roberts. First kick was for 42 yards. At one stage, they had a 31-game winning streak here in the Orange Bowl, from 71 to 74. That was when they were developing that great team, went undefeated the one year, the 17-0 team, the perfect team. Roberts will kick with a slight breeze at his back. Hey, that's a nice kick. Motti waits on the 12. Down on the 17. Miami has the best record in the league in covering punts. Their opponents have gained only 5 yards of punt return against. That's very important.
How about the kickoff returns? Wasn't very good in the first one, were they?
Now, Zenith System 3 is more. Superb picture and more. Now, System 3 offers you the PRP circuit. It gives you 25% more picture sharpness. System 3, 25% more sharpness, more detail. Zenith, we're moving television into the future.
Oh, what a feeling.
Lean and clean, symbol of the Toyota Celica. Celica, lean and clean and a little bit mean. Aerodynamically styled to let the wind glide over its surface. Carefully engineered for the 80s to give amazingly precise performance. The Toyota Celica, because a lean, clean machine is a very good feeling.
Oh, what a feeling to drive Toyota.
Wednesday, the television premiere of Fugitive Family, starring Richard Crenn and Diane Baker, running from the mob. Their daughter's romance threatening all their lives. Fugitive Family, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Wayne Wilson and Jack Holmes are still the running backs. Muncie and Galbraith are benched today. We'll talk about that after this down. First down on the 18-yard line of New Orleans. Nearly fumbled that when Wilson fights his way over the 20 out to the 22. Muncie's been benched for discipline. He missed a practice last Monday. And Galbraith, according to his coach, Dick Nolan, for lack of performance. I wonder if we'll see them in the game today, Hank.
It's hard for me to believe that they won't play this afternoon. Maybe they won't, but I kind of think as the game progresses, why they definitely will be back in the lineup.
Boy, they had big years. Thunder and Lightning, they called them last year. There's Muncie, 42. He gained 1,198 yards last year, 11 touchdowns. And Galbraith gained over 700 yards. And they're benched today. Second down, 6. All kinds of problems in the start for New Orleans of the season. Wayne Wilson, he's hit and pulled down by Larry Gordon. Larry Gordon, number 50, shot through. Flag is down.
Face mask, it looked like. Looks like it might be a face mask against the Miami Dolphins.
This is our first penalty of the game. This has been a very disappointing start for New Orleans. They've had some rough starts before, but everybody thought they'd get off to a good start this year because they finally got to a 500% last year, winning 8, losing 8, and thought the momentum would be rolling. But it hasn't. They're looking for their first victory.
Face mask, I think, on Gordon.
Personal foul, face mask, twisting the face mask, twisting it. First down.
Twisting it. That's on Larry Gordon. You were right on it, Coach. Don Shula, a slim Don Shula.
I guess he tried to give him a little facial that time, a little massage with that face mask.
Yeah. New Orleans on their 32 with a first down. Bradshaw to Jim Smith. The Steelers lead the Bears 7-3. First period.
It's a passing formation, pass draw screen. See what they do on 1st and 10.
All right, they're sending Ike Harris in motion. There's a fake by Manning. He throws it out. It is too high. Pass intended for number 30, Wayne Wilson. And Manning just overthrew him. He had him out in the open.
Boy, Archie made a beautiful fake.
Another flag down, Hank.
Yep. And he had people open. He just threw the ball poorly on that particular play.
You coached Archie Manning. He's a remarkable player. He was at the University of Mississippi, one of their all-time heroes, a great favorite in the South, especially in his home state of Mississippi. Red-haired, freckle-faced, with a very cheery, marvelous personality.
Holding, number 64, offense, first down.
That's holding on LaFerry, but he's also quite a leader, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he is. And, of course, if all players were as delightful to coach as Archie Manning, boy, it'd really be a lot of fun.
Unfortunately, they're not.
And that's what coaching is all about. You have to make people play. If they're not playing, you got to make them play somehow, some way, or else get somebody else who will.
First down and 22 yards. Manning out of the pocket, zips it out to Wilson at the 30. Wilson's dropped at the 32-yard line. So they get the 10 yards back. It'll be second down and 10. Rusty Chambers and A.J. Dewey teamed up for that tackle. There's the score we just gave you. Bradshaw, another touchdown pass. As he marches along in his career, he'll go down as one of the greats when he wraps them up. One of the very best.
You know, one of the important things with this defense of the Miami Dolphins, you have to exercise good patience, get the ball to the backs, travel slowly, kind of take the bus. Don't worry about taking the jet until you get down in good field position. Then you go up on top.
Second down, 9. Saints on their 32. No score in the first period. Draw play to Wilson. He's up to the 35, to the 40. And he may have the first down. He made that on his own. The way was stopped for him, and he very quickly changed direction, as you saw, and took off to the left. Watch him change now.
Yeah, he was a little slow getting underway, but once he saw the room, here he is right here, made an inside-out decision, almost stumbled and fell, but maintained balance, got into the seam, changed the ball in good shape, and got into the pile, came out the other end, so to speak, because he did make the necessary yardage for the first down. Good effort by the part of Wayne Wilson, number 30.
First down, New Orleans on their 43. 5:40 to go in the first period in the Orange Bowl.
Archie hasn't thrown a play-action pass on first down yet.
No score. The handoff is to Wilson. Wilson, Shepherd, West Virginia, crosses the 45 and has the 46-yard line in his own territory before Baumhauer dropped him to the natural turf here. This is the Saints' first game on natural turf. And by the way, they did better on natural surface last year than they did on artificial surface. Tampa Bay leads Cleveland 3-0 on a field goal by the little old tie maker who was a popular favorite here in the Orange Bowl for years, Garo Yepremian. Saints let him go also. 3-yard pickup on that last play. Second down, 7 for New Orleans. They're trying to get that run going, and Jack Holmes barges off his left tackle. He reaches the 48 of New Orleans, where he ran into Larry Gordon. 2 yards, 3rd and 5. The Saints on their 48-yard line. And Chuck Muncy comes into the game. Number 42, Wayne Wilson out. And you were right, Mr. Muncy is in there. We'll see Mr. Galbraith, I think, fairly soon.
When people have that kind of ability, it's hard to keep them on the bench very long.
3rd down and 5 for the Saints on their 48. He had the time, and it's dropped a difficult pass to catch down low. Probably the toughest there is. Jack Holmes trying to reach it. Roan was covering him.
Penalty on the play, looks like, against the Saints.
Flag has been dropped. If it's declined by Miami, it'll be a 4th and 5.
I think it will be.
Number 71, offense, declined, 4th down.
James Taylor, the left tackle, held. So it's 4th and 5 for the Saints, and we'll have the 3rd punt of the game for Russell Erxleben of the University of Texas, who has had the place-kicking duties taken away from him and will just do the punting. Eventually, Dick Nolan said he still thinks that Erxleben is going to be a good field goal kicker. He boots a high one. Nathan waits for it on the 12. Tony Nathan pulled down on the 10. They had some great coverage that time by number 44, the rookie out of Notre Dame, Dave Waymer. So it'll be first down. Miami's ball on their 10-yard line, and this is strictly a defensive battle so far with no score.
Outside, the Canon NP200 may look like any small copier, but inside there's a world of difference, a world of micronics, where 20 copies a minute are not only possible, but made reliable with a microcomputer. Fiber optics precisely defines your image, and a toner projection system gives you clear copies on virtually any paper. Up to 11 by 17. Compact in size and price, the Canon NP200 is definitely worth looking into.
Now? Conoco's best motor oil was tested to see how well it protected against engine wear.
The test?
It was used in a fleet of hard-driving delivery vans in the city and highway conditions.
Last one.
The results? After 50,000 miles, all engine parts inspected showed
good.
No significant wear.
Good.
By new generation all season, protects against engine wear from Conoco, hottest brand going.
Live next Saturday, see spectacular bids, scheduled bid for Horse of the Year honors at the Jockey Club Gold Cup race. Next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports.
Buffalo on a run by Curtis Brown of 4 yards takes the lead over the Raiders 7-0. Jack Thompson just hit Bass with a 12-yarder. Cincinnati leads Houston 7-0. First down Miami on their 10-yard line. Rookie Dave Woodley of LSU is starting the game. And he pitches out. Delvin Williams goes down on the 9-yard line. Ray Brown, the safety, was sifting through and hit him. Miami cannot move this ball on the ground.
No, they can, and I think one of the other factors in the defensive scheme of the Saints today is Tommy Hart is playing right end, and I think he's much better against the rush than Don Reese. Reese is an excellent pass rusher, but he doesn't play the run nearly as well as Tommy Hart.
Delvin Williams is out, Hank, and Gio Quinto comes in as a running back, number 35. Howell goes out. An extra tight end, Ronnie Lee, 86, is in there. They've got to get something moving.
They got a good chance to hit the tight end if they do it from this formation. If they throw the ball to the left side, nope, they're going to run it.
On 2nd and 11, they hand the ball to Gio Quinto, University of Connecticut. There's Bob Greasy, the veteran. He doesn't like sitting on the bench or standing on the sideline, but he's a classy guy. He hasn't said anything. You know, last week he guided the Dolphins in a fourth-quarter drive to his 100th victory. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but I think only Starr and one other quarterback have quarterbacked in 100 wins.
Yeah, Lenny Dawson. Our quarterback, Lenny Dawson, had 100, but I'll guarantee he'll be in here before too long.
3rd down and 6. Dolphins on their 14. No score. 2:30 to go in the first period. That pass is low, incomplete. Pass is intended for number 24, Delvin Williams. Again, the Dolphins must kick it.
Well, Woodley has been very unimpressive. He's had a chance to hit people, but he looks like he's throwing a little prematurely. And I think very soon here we'll see Mr. Greasy come into the ball game. I'll be surprised if he doesn't.
Miami's been about the best fourth-quarter team in the league. They pulled their last 2 games out with all their points being scored in the fourth period. They just haven't done anything in the first half of their first 3 games.
Well, they haven't had very good field position. You must say that for them. They had the ball initially on the 19, then the 25, then the -10. So they really haven't had much of an opportunity to do much.
George Roberts in punt formation. Rich Motti is back at the 35 in New Orleans. Driving spiral. Motti backpedals. 37 in New Orleans to the 40, 45, 50. Good run. Keeps going. And he stopped just short of the Miami 45-yard line. This kid can take it. Joe Rose, number 80, a rookie tight end, went down to cover the punt.
You know, the great thing about Motti is the fact that he really doesn't have blazing speed, but he's got a blazing mind. Very decisive, doesn't dance, doesn't fool around, doesn't do a tap dance. He makes a decision and runs, and that's why he does such a good job, and he's got good vision.
What you're saying is what you coaches say. He's not tentative, right?
That's right.
First down, New Orleans on the Miami 45. Scoreless game. Archie Manning hit as he lets the ball go and clobbered there inside the 35 is Wes Chandler of the University of Florida. Don Besselou really put it to him.
And that was a well-conceived play. That's a running formation for them, and they like to run to the right outside. That time they faked the run and came back against the flow. They made the linebackers chase like it was going to be a run, threw back to the backside, and Wes Chandler made a fine catch.
Well, it got him a first down, Hank. New Orleans ball on the Miami 35, a scoreless game. 1:35 remaining in the first period.
I think they have to throw the ball more on first down. Here they're throwing again.
And right open there is Chandler. Chandler is taken out of bounds at the 27 of Miami by the rookie cornerback Don McNeil, number 28 of Alabama. He was the number 1 pick of the Dolphins. Let's watch Chandler here, Hank.
He's got very good quickness, outstanding speed. The important thing here is he gets his head turned around so quickly, and that's the important. If you don't get your head around quickly, you're not going to make the catch. You don't see the ball far enough out in front. Beautiful pattern by Wes Chandler.
He had a big year last year. He caught 65 for over 1,000 yards. average 16 yards a catch. Second down, the Saints on the 27 of Miami, 2 yards to go for a first down. They'll run for it, and they may have it as the twisting Jack Holmes carried the ball to the 25, where he was brought down by Doug Fetters, the big right end of the Dolphins, who can play the run very well.
And again, as we look at these two teams play, it's very obvious with the good field position the Saints have had. They've had it on a plus 20, plus 45, minus 47, plus 45 again. They've got to take advantage of it and get some points. But I think they got to do a lot more throwing on first down to move the ball consistently well.
Well, they put two tight ends in now, Hardy and Williams. Barsich goes in, and out is Gordon. 4 men up front. Almost a goal line defense for Miami. So there goes the wide play. On his own, Wilson made that play. Rusty Chambers got to him. He slipped away. They had him behind the line of scrimmage, and it would have been a difficult decision for the Saints on fourth down and about 2. But Wilson looks like he slid over there for the first down. Yepremian's kicked another field goal. Tampa Bay leading Cleveland now 6-0 in the first period. Here's the measurement. They have the first down. New Orleans ball on the Miami 25 with a first down. And we're in the last 34 seconds of the first period here. This is a hot day. It's very humid. It's going to take a toll on the players. Physical conditioning in the second half is going to be important, and so is bench strength.
Can you imagine how hot it would be if they still had synthetic turf here, Kurt?
I remember those. And the chemicals from the airplanes flying over changed the artificial surface from green to blue in the Orange Bowl. That's why they took it out. First down. The Saints on the 25. Big hole at the 20. Wayne Wilson is upended by Rusty Chambers in the Miami secondary at the Miami 19-yard line. It's
hard pulling Sturt, but they do a good job of running right up the middle.
That's the end of the first quarter. No score.
Come, drive in the fourth dimension. Experience the four-wheel drive edge of the American Eagle. Feel all four wheels bite into bone-dry pavement, slice through rain, eat up snow. The American Eagle takes your family with confidence where it's never been before. And introducing an all-new Eagle with high gas mileage and a list price starting at $59.95. Experience driving in the fourth dimension with the American Eagles from American Motors.
Hey, man, I want natural light.
A dapper skyscraper like you, Switch.
Sure, for me, natural light's great taste run hoops around everyone else.
And there's nothing artificial in this less-filling beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
Yeah, but taste is why I switched.
Whoa, nice. Cashmere?
Whoa, you can call it cashmere, you can call it reindeer.
Or you can call for more beer.
Natural light. Taste is why you'll switch.
My name is Mike Withers. I'm a State Farm insurance agent in Rockland, California, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents all over the country. We have various reasons why we think State Farm has maintained a reputation and people keep coming back to us year after year. My personal belief is that it's the service. We deliver when the policyholder has a problem. We sell on that basis and we deliver on that basis, and people keep coming back.
State Farm is there.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Natural Light Beer, brewed with only natural ingredients for a clean, refreshing taste. And by American Motors, Concorde, Spirit, and Eagle, built to last from American Motors.
Back in the steaming Orange Bowl, this is Kurt Gowdy with Hank Stram, second period, a scoreless game. New Orleans has the ball on the Miami 19, second and 4. Wayne Wilson over the 20, down to the 18.
Penalty on the play.
Flag is down. Maybe on the center, John Hill, false start. Some kind of illegal procedure there in that offensive line.
False start. Number 64, offense, second down.
That's on Dave Lafari, the right tackle.
We had a center at Purdue one year that was offside, and the official hollered to him, said he was offside, and he said he wasn't. He said, if you don't believe me, come out and look for yourself.
That's the way to call him. So now it is 2nd and 9. On the 24-yard line. Manning on a play-action rollout. Throws the ball high to number 82, Ike Harris. He threw it a little high. Tim Foley was covering it.
And Archie had Jack Holmes wide open in the flat. He was trying to go for the big play and threw it a little bit too high over the top, but it falls incomplete. But he really had Holmes open in the flat.
Elvis Peacock has just scored another touchdown for the Rams. They lead the Giants 14-0. Chuck Muncie's in the lineup now, 42, replacing Wayne Wilson in halfback. Blackwood and Roan are in the secondary. Den Herder's out. Chambers is out. This is a 3rd and 9 play.
They got Muncie flanked out to the right side on a double wing formation, one-on-one.
3rd and 9 as Manning retreats. The pass is to Chandler at the 20. Chandler trying to fight forward, gets to the 17. Tim Foley nailed him there. And we may have the field goal team coming on for the Saints. Let's see.
That time it was a delay pattern. Watch Chandler go in, out, and then back inside underneath the linebackers. Ball's right on the money. He's trying to get upfield to get the necessary yardage for the first down. Runs into a revolving door, so to speak, and just misses it by a couple of yards.
Bill Barnett's in, a rookie in, who's blocked the punt. It's a field goal attempt by Benny Ricardo. He has not missed one inside the 40 since 1978. He started the year with the Lions, walked out of their camp. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And Ricardo has put him on the scoreboard with a 33-yard field goal. And it's right here early in the second period, so it is now New Orleans 3 and Miami nothing.
Just imagine, if everyone drove a car like the Honda Civic DX, there'd be more room on the freeways. There'd be more space to park. And we'd probably all use less gas. The Honda Civic DX, it could make life a lot simpler.
Honda, we make it simple.
Life of Georgia in New Orleans? Sure, they're my company. They handle my personal and business insurance.
My business is custom design, so I can appreciate the way my Life of Georgia agent has tailored a plan to suit my needs.
I work hard, and I expect my life insurance company to do the same. So I chose Life of Georgia. They're one of the largest in the country, and here in North Carolina, they work with me.
Life of Georgia. We're working hard to ensure your future.
The Auburn rookie Joe Cribbs has just scored a touchdown. Buffalo leads Oakland 14-0 first period. I talked to Don Shula about Buffalo, Hank. He says they're a very good team.
Yes, I looked at their films of last week's game against New Orleans. I was very surprised, and they're especially good defensively.
Well, if they hold that lead today, they'll be 4-0. Great start by the Buffalo Bills, and the people are coming back in again. Ricardo will kick off. Veselu is deep for Miami on the Miami 5. This breeze keeps blowing the ball off the tee. That's a 3-inch tee he's using. Some use a 2-inch tee, some a 3-inch tee. Why the difference?
Well, I think it all depends on the philosophy of the coaching staff. Some people with a 2-inch tee, they want to kick the ball as far as they possibly can. With a 3-inch tee, they want to get it up in the air as high as they can to increase the hang time and not permit them to get a good return.
Again, they better get a little stick-em out there.
They're going to have to put some gum on the tee, I think, to stick it in there and make it stay.
Now, you gave me a pack of gum before the game. I'll send it on down.
Well, the sun has been beautiful down here, hasn't it, Kurt?
It really has. A little humidity, but Stram soaked out in that pool yesterday. I don't know how you can take that sun.
I tell you, I had
class.
about 4 or 5 chances to mow the lawn for people yesterday coming out of the hotel.
High and short. Veselu runs up, grabs it on the 14 to the 20. Fumbles. And New Orleans may have it. New Orleans recovers it. Down on that ball is the rookie Waymer. They like him. The rookie out of Notre Dame, their number 2 pick. And so Miami hands the ball right back to the Saints deep in Miami territory. Watch it.
He comes to his right side. The ball is not very secure. He finally puts it in close. But Waymer tackles the ball, jars it loose. Not Clarence Chapman, I should say, looked like. Jarred the ball loose, and Waymer recovered the fumble.
That is the first turnover of the game committed by Miami. It's New Orleans ball with a big break on the Miami 23-yard line.
There's a passing formation for the Saints. See if they throw on first down.
Muncy and Holmes are the running backs. They give the ball to Muncy. He's trying to squirt over his right guard. He's decked at the 20-yard line, a 3-yard pickup for a fella who is a mystery to a lot of people. Hank Stram coached him, knows him. What's the story on Muncy, Hank?
Well, number one, I think everybody knows what a great back he is and what great potential he is. I think the question is his obligation to fulfill that potential. He's very nonchalant about practice. He's a delightful guy individually, but he's very irresponsible as far as practice is concerned. Lights up like a Christmas tree on Sunday, but he has to practice.
Second down, 7. Saints on the Miami 20. Pitches to Muncy. And penetrating there with a great play is A.J. Dewey, number 77, who shot across that line of scrimmage with some help from Gerald Small, the right cornerback, number 48.
The guy that really made the play was Gerald Small, number 48. He came up and forced the play. Watch him. Here he is. Comes up there, forces it beautifully. And by the time Muncy has a chance to go inside, help comes from the inside. And the play is over. He doesn't have much of a chance to make any progress on the play.
Roan replaces Chambers, the linebacker. Blackwood comes in as a safety man. We have a 3rd and 10. New Orleans on the Miami 23. New Orleans ahead 3-0 early in the second period. Muncy's trying to sweep it. He is carried along the 20 and down on the 19 or 18-yard line. Dog McNeil hit him standing up. Muncy, it shows you the power he has. Took an All-American safety man last year and carried him a couple of yards with him.
Yes, one guy isn't going to...
Yarder his first time. This will be a 36-yard attempt.
It's tough when you have good field position like this and you wind up with 3 points instead of 7, Kurt.
And the kick by Ricardo's up. This kick is good. He drills it again. He's had field goals this year of 45 and 47. He still hasn't missed one inside the 40 since September of 1978. And there's your score early in the second period.
At about $4.50 a quart, this is one of the most expensive motor oils in the world. Or is it? If you drive 25,000 miles a year, the money you save on gas, oil changes, and oil filters alone can add up to $83. Up to $83. By switching from conventional 10W40 motor oil to synthetic Mobil 1. Mobil 1. The oil that saves you gas. And more.
Tried beech nut yet? Sure, years ago. No, I mean lately. Beech nut's changed. Yeah, prove it. Look, moisture. Moisture on every leaf. No problem with hard sticks or stems. And it's packed with great tobacco taste. Doesn't burn, not too sweet, just right.
Now that sounds like my kind of chew.
Beech Nut Red and new Beech Nut Green, wintergreen chewing tobacco.
Tried beech nut yet?
Thursday, Gabe Kaplan stars in the network premiere of a wild comedy of errors, Fast Break, a CBS special movie presentation. Thursday night at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
92 degrees in our CBS booth. That young man is much cooler with a bottle of ice water, I hope.
How about the shady hat?
Yeah. Kickoff by Ricardo. The Saints ahead 6-0. Bessalou, the deep man for the Dolphins. High and short. Bessalou on the 8. To the 15. Woo! Is he hit? He came across the 15, and Stan Holloway, number 51 of California, a rookie, went down to nail him there. So that was a great play containing them inside the 20.
Well, he did a poor job of receiving the kickoff return basically you have to catch the kickoff returns and punts right about number high. He tried to get that about belt high. It's very difficult to get possession and get going. He had a good hold to the right side, didn't see it because he was so involved in trying to maintain possession of the football.
Rookie David Woodley, who split quarterbacking time at LSU, the way Burt Jones used to. Both of them in the NFL now. Here's Woodley's pass. It's complete. Grabbing the ball is number 82, Duriel Harris. Woodley gets his first completion in a regular NFL game.
Well, that might help him some because he was a little tight early, was throwing the ball prematurely. That time he set up nicely. The distribution of his weight, he threw the ball with his legs and his back that time instead of just with his arm, and it showed in the way the ball went down the field and wound up with a good reception for the Miami Dolphins.
Woodley, Williams, and Howell are the running backs. And Williams sort of stumbled as he started. He's the #1 rusher, 141 yards, but he's certainly not doing what he did 2 years ago in this uniform with the Dolphins.
Well, there's not much running room, and you have to give the New Orleans Saints a lot of credit for the way they're playing defensively. You know, it's unusual to ever see a Miami Dolphin team play like this and not do a better job from an offensive viewpoint, especially on the ground.
Williams gets some boos. The Dolphin players have been very unhappy here the way they've been booed by their home fans. They have short memories here in Miami town. Second down. Flip out by Woodley to Nathan. Nathan's over the 35 and out to the 36, the ex-Alabama star. Tackle in the secondary by Ricky May and Jim Kovash, who's come in as a middle linebacker.
That time the Saints were in a 3-4 defense on a passing situation. The linebackers got good depth. Nathan just checked over the middle area where the linebackers vacated the spot. He was wide open, saw some running room, took advantage of it, and got upfield. The one thing that's important as a back when you catch a ball, you want to make sure that you fall forward because you're going to pick up an extra 2 yards.
3rd and 2. Giacquino's in the backfield. Good pass receiver. Dolphins ball on their 37. They're trailing 6-0. Early in the second period, rollout by Woodley. Woodley throws on the run. It's tipped. And it is. Is it caught? Is it caught there? They're talking about it. That's Nat Moore who took the deflection. And they're arguing. In the meantime, we have a penalty marker down. Incomplete pass.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Well, that's a tough
Roughing
call.
the passer. That would have been brought up a 4th down after the incomplete pass. Now they'll have a 1st down, the Dolphins, on a roughing the passer penalty call against the Saints.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 58. 1st down.
They call it on 58, Federspiel. Here you see the rollout, rolling to the right, and really it looked like he could have run for some yardage on the play. He stopped. He knew exactly where the line of scrimmage was. He throws the ball over the top. It's deflected. If they have a penalty on the play, they have 1st and 10.
On the New Orleans 48, the first time Miami's been in New Orleans territory. Lobs it out, completes it to Nat Moore. Moore's out of bounds on the 41. Now the kid's going to work, Woodley. He had a nice touch on that one, a soft, feathery pass out there. He's gunned him, and he looks like he's gaining confidence. Look at the Rams starting to roll. Got those holdouts back and in shape, and they're tough now.
Yeah, and that took a lot of courage to throw that ball into double coverage that time, but he stayed in the pocket nicely, threw it right over the top beautifully than Nat Moore. But here again, he's got much better field position, and he's got a chance to do more things than he did in previous drives.
2nd down, 3. The Dolphins on the Saints 41. 6-0. Saints ahead. Elvin Williams, he's gone nowhere today. Ken Bordelon stopped him, number 50, the left linebacker. Again, the boos ring out. How can you run if there's nobody there to block for you? No hole. I think fans being a little unfair here on.
Oh, I think so too.
Elvin Williams.
You have to be a Houdini to get through some of those holes to where they're blocking. They look like they're mad at the halfback and fullback to where they're blocking up front.
Third down now, 3. Nathan and Cephalo are in. They put all the Hardy, the tight end, goes out. They get the wide receivers in the lineup. Kovash and Washington are in the secondary as linebackers with some speed. 3rd and 3 for the Dolphins on the Saints 41. Now he takes off. He's going to run it. He has a first down. That's why he's in there. That speed is sprinting around. Shula started the rookie today, the unheard-of rookie, number 8 draft pick, because he can move.
Watch the speed that he has. He goes to his left here now. Watch, and they have a pretty good angle on him. Reese has an angle on him, but Grooms has an angle on him, but he runs right by both of them and makes the necessary yardage for the first down. Beautiful play by the young quarterback, David Woodley.
Miami on the New Orleans 37. Dolphins' deepest penetration. 7:45 to go in the first half. New Orleans ahead 6-0 on 2 field goals.
Good time to throw the ball, 1st and 10, especially on the left side.
And they run it. They had a hole open momentarily for Steve Howell. He was hopped on by Alex Price, number 75, second-string tackle from Elkhorn State. They'll spot it now on the 32-yard line of the Saints. It's going to be a 2nd down, 5.
That's when it's fun to be a quarterback, when it's 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. That way you're in a position to either run or pass, and you put a lot of pressure on the defense.
Oh, the story right now is a rookie, a number 8 draft pick, David Woodley out of LSU. Unheard of. Shula, tired of his team not going anywhere except in the 4th quarter. Puts him in. That one is incomplete. Duriel Harris, the pass was not on target to him.
No, he hooked inside, and Woodley threw it a little bit outside. He had to try to reach across his body to try to make the catch, and he couldn't do it, and the fall's incomplete.
3rd down and 5.
You know, Woodley, as you watch him go back into the pocket, does not go back very quickly. It looks like he's a lot faster than he is quick.
Hank, they say, has a strong arm, and the touches. He can move it around back there. He's got to learn how to play quarterback in the NFL. That's his story. Time. He's a leading ground gainer for the Dolphins. 3rd down and 5.
3 wide receivers, Oklahoma defense for the New Orleans Saints.
He's hit as he let it go. And let's see.
Reese.
It's a forward pass, incomplete.
Don Reese really came through there that time and put good pressure on the quarterback. The defensive right end, number 60. That's what he does best. He comes in on passing situations here, comes to the inside, would not be blocked, and smothers the quarterback. Don Reese, beautiful play by him.
But Woodley and the offensive team get a hand. That was their first spark of the game in moving the ball. We have a punt formation coming up now. George Roberts to kick. Deion Sunner just kicked a field goal for Cincinnati. They lead Houston 10-0. Cincinnati could be undefeated right now. They lost the last seconds to Miami and the last minute and a half to Tampa Bay. Then upset Pittsburgh, and they're ahead of Houston today. The kick is aimed for this corner. It is touched downfield, and it's on the 1-yard line. 45, Ed Taylor, cornerback, went down. He might have been in the end zone when he tried to bat it back.
I think that's what they call. He was in the end zone when he batted the ball back, and that's why they bring it out to the 20-yard line, and it's an automatic touchback.
What a hustling effort, though, Hank.
Watch, there he is. He is in the end zone, and that's why they called it back.
We'll be back.
There goes another gas station. Are the other going to stop?
The Corolla Tercel, Toyota's lowest priced car, gets such good gas mileage that for some, it could be a problem.
I got to stop at a gas station. Wow, we haven't had to stop for gas in hours. We haven't stopped for anything. Do you know why I bought this front-wheel drive Toyota? Allow gas to the gas mileage. I'll stop, but I don't have to because this is Toyota's highest mileage car. And Lester, oh, what a feeling. High mileage. Toyota.
Light beer?
Make mine natural light.
Hey, Cat Food Hunter, I thought you pitched that other light beer.
I drink natural light because the taste strikes home with me.
Yeah, there's nothing artificial in this light beer. It's made with only natural ingredients.
great, but it's that taste that winds me up.
Hey! Blows here, catnip!
Natural light. Taste is why you'll switch.